Hello friends, welcome to Ashok IT. I am Shekhar, Java trainer at Ashok IT. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to create a string object in Java and how to perform operations by using string methods. Let's get started with the session. Java has provided a class called string in java.lang package, which is the default package for Java, which means you no need of importing this package when you write the Java program. It is automatically gets imported into the every Java program. In this java.lang package, all the basic classes required for developing the Java applications or Java programs are available. And one of the important class that is available in java.lang package is a string class. As you know, in every real-time project, if you consider usernames or passwords, they are all string values, or you can take database URLs, they are all string values. So mostly we are going to work with the string data. So that's why it is important to know that every Java developer has to aware of what are the string operations we can perform, how the string objects can be created, and where the string objects are going to be created. So let's see. File name demo. Here I would like to write some statements. In Java, a string object can be created in two ways. There are two ways of creating a string object in Java. A string is a group of characters which are enclosed within double quotes. In Java, a string value is always enclosed within double quotes. String is a group of characters enclosed within double quotes. Enclosed within double quotes. In Java, a string object can be created. A string object can be created in two ways. Created in two ways. So the one way of creating a string object is by creating a string literal. Another way of creating a string object is by using string class constructor. If I create a string object like this, string, the reference variable str equal to write some value within double quotes. Consider I am writing some value like ABCD. Now this is the one way of creating a string object. The other way of creating string object is I can write str equal to new string, the constructor of the string class, and we can provide the string literal. So there are two ways of creating string object. Whenever you create the first string object in the first approach, the string object will be created in the string constant pool. So string constant pool is nothing but a memory area within heap. It is a part of the heap memory. Suppose consider if this is the heap memory, within heap memory, there is a special memory area got created, and that is called SCP, which is called string constant pool area. And when you create any string object by using string literal in the first approach, directly JVM is going to look for an existing object in the SCP with value ABCD. If not exist, then JVM will create a new string object in the string constant pool for the given string literal ABCD. And it makes this variable str points to that particular string object. It makes this str pointing to this string object in string constant pool. If you create a string object with new string, then object is going to be created in heap memory. First, JVM is going to search for existing object for the given string value in the string constant pool. And if it not exists, then it will create a new object in the string constant pool, and then a copy of that object will be created in heap memory. If already for the given value, if the string constant pool contains a string object, then JVM is just going to create a copy of that object in the heap memory. So always new keyword in Java will create an object in directly heap memory, but not in the string constant pool. The value ABCD, and then it makes that str variable pointing to the object in heap memory. This is how the string objects gets created. Consider for an example, I am creating two string objects in this way. String str equal to new string of Ashok IT and I am also creating a string object str2 equal to new string of Ashok IT. If I get two string objects like this, then first JVM is going to look for an object with value Ashok IT in the string constant pool. Consider this is the heap memory. In heap memory, this is a special memory area which is the string constant pool. This is a heap memory and this is a string constant pool. And now JVM is going to look for an existing object with Ashok IT in the string constant pool. If it not exists, now it's going to create the new object for Ashok IT. And also a copy of this object will be created. A copy of this object is also gets created in the string constant pool. A copy of the same object is created in the string constant pool because of the new keyword. Now this variable str is pointing to the object in heap memory. Okay. Now when the second statement executes, then JVM is going to search for an existing object in string constant pool for the value Ashok IT, but already the value Ashok IT is available in the string constant pool. There is an object in string constant pool for the value Ashok IT. So JVM doesn't create another object in the string constant pool because this constant pool can only store unique objects. It does not allow to create duplicate objects. So because of new keyword, another object will be created. A copy of the same object will be created in the heap memory for this value Ashok IT, and it makes the reference variable str2 is pointing to the object in heap memory, which is nothing but there are three objects are created for these two statements. One object is created in the string constant pool and the two objects are created in the heap memory. This is how the string objects are going to be created. Now, the important thing is after knowing about how to create the string objects, the next thing that we should know is what are the different methods through which we can perform operations on the string data. So, let's create one sample demo program. Let's create a new Java class. Consider the Java class name is a test. And in this test class, we are just creating a method called main. And here, first we want to know about how to use charAt method. Consider I am creating charAt method returns a character at the given index. Returns a character at the given index. Returns a character at the given index. Whatever the index that you provide as parameter, the index should be from 0 to the index of the last character. If your index is less than 0 or if the index is more than last character index, then you are going to get string index out of bounds exception. So consider we have a string in this way. String str is equal to the sky is blue. This is a string I am taking, the sky is blue. Now I am writing system.out.println. I want to print str.charAt of index. Consider the index is 2. Then the character at index 2 is E. As we know, the character index starts from 0. So the first letter T has index 0 and the next letter H has index 1 and next letter E has index 2. Then the result is going to be 2. So when you run this code, you are going to get result as E. The character E will be the result of this charAt method. Now consider, for example, I am writing str.charAt of, if I am writing str.charAt of 25. So actually I don't have any character at index 25. It is crossing the index of the last character. So if I run the program, the charAt method is now going to throw an exception in Java. You can see, which is string index out of bounds exception, java.lang.string index out of bounds exception, index 25 out of bounds for length 15. So like this you are getting an exception in Java. This is how charAt method you can use. Now, if you want to get index of a given character, then we have a method called indexOf method. Use indexOf method and provide a string as a parameter. It can be a single character or can be multiple characters, a substring value. Then it returns the index of a given string in this string. You can pass a single character also, but you should provide input like a string value. See, consider example, we are creating one string object, str is equal to, we are providing some string value over here. The value that I am passing is charAt. charAt is the string I have taken. Consider my variable name is str2. charAt. Now, I want to get the index of the character t. Actually, t is repeated as well as a is repeated twice. So, indexOf method always returns the first occurrence, index of the first occurrence of the character. Okay. So, now what's happening here? When I write sout str2 dot index of t, the character index is 2. The first occurrence of t is at 2, 0, 1, 2. So that's why the result is going to be 2. So the character is a t, but we are keeping the value in double quotes. Suppose if I am providing character value within single quote, now it is going to return the character of index of the given character called t. So we can provide the input like a string, or we can also provide the input like a character. So within single quotes also I can provide for a single character. If I want to find, consider, first let us run this code. Now you can see, before I do this, first I want to keep this code in comment. Since it is done, we want to keep this first output in comment so that we can come out of the exception. Now let us run. Now you can see we are going to get index 2. Actually, t repeated twice at index 2 and also at the last index. But still we are getting the first occurrence of the t, the index of the first occurrence of the given character. We can also provide a string here. For example, I am providing at. It is a string, so we are keeping in double quotes. Now it is going to give the result, the index where the given substring at started. So the at started at index 1, so the result is going to be 1 here. Actually, it is also repeated twice, but it always going to return the first occurrence only. So that's why result is going to be 1. When you run this program, we are getting the output as 1. So this is how the indexOf method. If you want to get the last occurrence, index of the last occurrence of the given character or given substring, then you can call a method called lastIndexOf method. LastIndexOf method. You can pass a string or you can pass a character. Returns the index of last occurrence of the specified string. Last occurrence of the specified string. So consider the same string. Now let us put this code in comments. Now we want to see here, string str3 is equal to, let's say, the cat sat on mat. Suppose we have a string like the cat sat on mat. Now we want to know last occurrence of the string at in the given string. So we will write system.out.println str3 dot last index of at. Now this method returns the last index of the last occurrence of the given substring at. Now when I run this program, then we are going to get the output as the last occurrence for at. The result will be 16. The index of the string started is at 16 index. That's why the result is going to be 16 here. If in case I am writing, for example, I am passing the last index of dog. Actually, the given string does not have this substring called dog. It does not have any substring like dog. So when I print it, now the result is going to be -1. If the given substring or if the given character does not exist in the string, then the result will be -1. So now the result is going to be -1. We don't get any exception, but the result will be -1. This is how you can use the first occurrence by using indexOf and last occurrence by using last indexOf. Now we are going to discuss how can we able to retrieve a portion of a given string or a part of a given string, which is basically called a substring. Now let's see how we can able to perform substring operation. A substring method is a very important method in string handling, and you should provide start, comma, end indexes. It returns a substring or a portion of a string between a portion of a string from start index to end -1. From the given start index to end -1. You are specifying the end index, but the substring comes up to end -1 index only. Consider we are creating a string variable like this. We are creating a string object. Consider str4 equal to, we want to prepare one sentence here. Consider all the power is within you. All the power is within you. This is a string. Now we want to get only a portion of a string, and that is called power. Now we should know the start index and the last index. If you know the first 3 characters, then white space is also one character. So then there are 4 characters, and then 3 characters. It will be 4 plus 3 7, and white space character is 8, and P is a 9th character. It's a 9th character means its starting index is 8. 9th character means index starts from 0. So this is 9th character. If it is a 9th character, then there is the index of this character will be 8. You can see there are totally up to this there are 7 characters. 7 characters. Then white space is a character which is 7 plus 1 8, and P is at 9th character. If it is 9th character, its index is 8. Okay, it is index is 8. We want 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Means we should provide the end index as 13. So we are going to provide, we want to write sout str4 dot substring of 8 comma, we want to get 9th character, means it is 8, it is 9th character, means index 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, means we should provide end index as 13. If I provide end index as 13, it returns a string between 8 to 12 indexes. 13 is end index, but it returns a string up to end -1 index only, right? So the result will be power. Let's see, are we going to get the result as power or not? Now we got the result, the response is power. This is the way how you can use substring. You can also use substring in another way, only by providing the start index. So consider, for example, str4 dot substring of 8. If you don't specify the end index, if you only specify the begin index, then automatically from begin index, the up to last index of the string, the entire string will be returned as a substring. So now we are going to get the response as from starting from P, index is 8, we are going to get power is within you. So let's run this. Now you got the response, the second substring is power is within you. This is how you can able to use a substring method, right? Now we also want to discuss about how to compare the two strings. To compare the two strings, we have equals method. We can also compare by using equality operator. We can also compare by using equality operator. So there is a method called equals method, which is going to compares the content in the two string objects. In the two string objects. Compares the content in the two string objects. If the content in the two objects is same, returns true, otherwise returns false. We can also compare by using equality operator. We have equality operator which is double equal to, I am writing like this double equal to operator compares whether the two references are referring the same object or not, but it doesn't compare the content. Consider an example like this. String str equal to str5 equal to Ashok IT. String str6 is equal to Ashok IT. str2 is equal to Ashok IT. I am writing the two string variables str5 and str6, but both are having the same literal value called Ashok IT. Now what happens, JVM is going to create a single object in string constant pool with value Ashok IT and makes str5 and 6 both are pointing to the same object, which means diagrammatically you can understand that this is the string constant pool. In the string constant pool, there is only one object will be created for this given string value Ashok IT, and then JVM makes str5 and also str6 both are pointing to the same object. It makes str5 and str6 both are pointing to the same object. Now that's why if I use double equal to equality operator, the result will be true. If I compare with equals method, then again the result also will be true only, because equals method will compare the content in the two string objects. So if I write a statement like sout str5 double equal to str6, result will be true. If I write str5 dot equals of str6, again the result will be true only. So now here we are discussing about how to compare the two strings by using equals method and also by using double equal to operator. So basically equals method compares the only content in the two string objects. It doesn't check whether the two reference variables are referring to the same object or whether they are referring to the two different objects. Double equal to operator will compare whether the two references are only referring to the same object or not. Suppose we have created the two string objects like this, str5 and str6. Both are containing the same content, Ashok IT. Now when I write str5 double equal to str6, the result will be true because both are pointing to a single object in the string constant pool. And at the same time, if I call equals method, again the result will be true because the content in both the objects is same. So let's run this program and check the output. Now we got the result as true. Now consider the same example, we will rewrite in this way. New string of Ashok IT. And again, here also I am writing new string of Ashok IT. Now actually, the two string objects are having the same string content, but they are referring to two different objects. Because when you write a new string in the heap memory, there are two different objects will be created. In the string constant pool, there is only one object created by JVM. Consider this is SCP. In SCP, there is only one string object is created for the given value, Ashok IT. For the given value, Ashok IT, there is only one object is created. But in heap memory, there are two different objects are created. There are two different objects are created because of new keyword. A copy of the same object is created for twice, Ashok IT, and here also the value is Ashok IT. Consider these are the two values, Ashok IT and Ashok IT. Now what happens? str5 is pointing to the object in heap memory, str6 is pointing to the another object in heap memory. There are two different objects. Now when I write SOP, str5 double equal to str6, the two references are not referring to the same object, right? So that's why the result is going to be false. But both are having equal content. So equals method returns true, but double equal to operator returns false. Like you can find the difference between how equals method and double equal to operator are going to work in Java string comparison. Let's run this code. Now you can see the first result is false, but the next result is true. This is how the equals method is going to work. Similarly, if you want to compare the content in case insensitive manner by ignoring the cases like uppercase letter or lowercase letter, then we have something called equals ignore case. So now we can write str5 dot equals ignore case of str6. Now for example, in my first string, the content is, the value of the string is Ashok IT in lowercase letter IT, but whereas in the second str6 object, the value is Ashok IT capital IT. Now the first string, first SOP statement result will be false. The second SOP statement result will be again false, because equals method will do the comparison by character in a case sensitive manner. But ignore case method will ignore the case and will compare the characters. So now if I run the program, then result will be false, false and true. So you got false, false and true. This is how this equals ignore case method will work. Now after knowing about how to compare the two strings by using equals method, by using equals ignore case method and by using double equal to operator, now we need to understand how we can able to convert the string into lowercase. Now here there is a method available called toLowerCase, which converts a string into lowercase characters, converts the characters of a string into lowercase. Similarly, toUpperCase method will convert the characters into uppercase, converts the characters of a string into uppercase. But you know, strings are immutable objects, which means once the string object is created, then we cannot do any modification on the data of the string object. If you perform any modifications on the data of a string object, then JVM creates a new object for the modified data, but it is not going to do the changes to the existing object, because strings are immutable objects in Java. Immutable object means it is an object which does not allow to make any changes to its content. The type of objects in Java are considered as immutable objects. So let's see how the toUpperCase and toLowerCase are going to work. See, consider I have created one string str7 equal to Ashok IT. Now I want to convert the entire string into lowercase. So I have called a method toLowerCase. Then I want to just show the result of str7. When I call the toLowerCase method, what's going to happen actually? So this is the string constant pool, and in this string constant pool there is one object created, and that object is Ashok IT, the given string. For the given string value, one object is created in string constant pool. Here it is capital I and capital T. And this str7 is pointing to the object in string constant pool, right? str7. Now, when I call toLowerCase method, then this object is an immutable object. It's a string object which is immutable. So this object does not allow to make any changes to its content. That's why then what JVM will do, it is going to create another object for the modified data. So in SCP, there is one more string object is created for the lowercase value of Ashok IT. Ashok IT. Now, but still str7 is pointing to the existing object but not pointing to the new object, right? So when I write str7, the result will be the as it is Ashok IT is printed, but it's not going to print the lowercase value of Ashok IT. Okay, so let's run this code and check, are we going to get the response like that or not? Now, the result will be same as Ashok IT, but we are not getting into lowercase letters, right? str7.toLowerCase. Now, if I reassign this to str7 again, Now this variable str7 is going to point to the new object created by the JVM. Now if you run the program, then the result will be lowercase Ashok IT. Now this is how the toLowerCase method we can use. Similarly, you can also use the toUpperCase method. Okay, now this is the way how you can able to use the toLowerCase method as well as toUpperCase methods. Now we will also discuss about how to use split method. There are methods called split and join. Split method will split or divide a given string into an array of substrings. An array of substrings at the given character, at the given delimiter or separator. We can use a word at the given delimiter. It is going to do that at the given delimiter or separator. So consider how we are going to work with this. Suppose consider we have a string like this. A string str8 equals to we are writing Ashok IT is a leading training institute. We have a string like this. Ashok IT is a leading training institute. Now this is a string. Now we will like to split this string into array of substrings at the white space character. So then we are going to call a method called split method. Now I am using split method like this. The splitting character is a white space character. So we have to pass a regular expression as a input or as a splitting character. So I am just using a white space character which is my split character to split this one string into array of substrings. So we are going to get a array of substrings. So means we are going to store the result into a string array. So we need a string array. Consider strings is equal to str8 dot split at white space. I am giving a regular expression that is a white space character. It is a white space character. Now this array contains Ashok IT as one string. The first string at index 0, second string at index 1 will be is, and third string at index 2 will be a, and so on. Leading training institute. If you want to display all the strings that are available in this strings array, we can use enhanced for loop or index based for loop. Consider I am creating enhanced for loop, which is basically called as for each loop. So here I am writing string for data type of the variable is a string yes :strings. Then system.out.println of yes. Now if I run this code, you can see the substrings. One string is divided into substrings by calling the split method. Now we can able to see all the substrings here. Now you can see we got Ashok IT as one string, then is, then a, leading training institute. Like this, we can able to use split method. Now similar to split method, now we have another method called a join method. So join method is basically a static method. So we have to call it directly with the string class name. And the purpose of the join method is to join multiple substrings together or array of substrings together into a single string with the joining character. So let's see how the join method can be used. Let's keep this in comment. Let's keep this in comment. And suppose we have a string array. We are talking about a join method, and this join method is a static method which joins multiple strings together of an array into a single string with by joining with the specified character. Right? Or we can say by separated with the specified character, by joining with or by specified with the specified character, by separated with the specified character. Consider we have something like this string array. Suppose the array variable is str9 equals to, we are writing something like this. Within curly braces, we can add multiple strings. So I am writing here, u is one string, or the creator. You are the creator. Just I am taking only 4 strings. You are the creator. Now I want to join them together with a white space character. Multiple substrings, I would like to join them like a single string with a specified character. I should call join method, and join method can be called with a class name. So string is a class, join is a static method. See, I am writing string result is equal to string dot join of space, the delimiter is a space, comma str9. Now if you display the result, let's run this code and check what's output we are going to get. So we got a single string, you are the creator. If you can specify the other delimiter as well. And for example, I am just going to use hyphen. Instead of a space character, I am using a hyphen character. Delimiter is hyphen to join them together like a single string. And when I run this, now we can see the result is going to be you are the creator, and they are joined with a hyphen character. So this is the way how we can use some of the important string class methods like join method, like split method, substring method, equals method, and equals operator, indexOf, charAt, upperCase, lowercase. Like this, you can practice the string methods which are very important for us when we are working with the string operations in the real-time applications. Thank you.